Oh my gosh, cute, a Hoya. I gotta have it. Oh my gosh, cute, another Hoya. I gotta have it. What have I done? I've heard it before that Hoyas are just like an addiction. Once you have one, you gotta have them all. They're just like a potato chip. Once you have one, you gotta eat the whole damn bag. So let's look at my Hoyas. And I don't even know how many there are. I guess I'll count. 26? I have 26 Hoyas. I don't even think I realized how many Hoyas I had until I was gathering them all around for this video. So I guess we'll get started on showing them off to you. I want to start off the video with my pride and joy, and it's not because she is the most rare or the most beautiful or anything like that. She's my pride and joy for one specific reason, and she just continues to baffle me every single day. Meet Hoya lacunosa. Hoya lacunosa it's got these little tiny leaves, and what makes her very special to me is this little guy right here. That is a peduncle, and that peduncle is ready to bloom. She's also got another little peduncle right there, and another one that's on its way to blooming right down here. She did have another peduncle which has since fallen off. I will make sure and insert a picture of what the flowers look like when they bloom. And she's very delicate right now, and I don't want to risk injuring her really big peduncle, so I'm going to go ahead and put her back outside where she's safe. And the next plant, I guess we'll just go with what's right in front of me, is my Hoya fungii. Now, Hoya fungii has these really big leaves, and I usually feel like if you're a Hoya lover, then you tend to go in one of two directions, or I guess three directions. You tend to go for Hoyas that have these really large leaves, or you tend to go for somebody like Hoya lacunosa who has much smaller leaves. Now, I really like this one. I just got this maybe a month ago, and he's put out this leaf and these two leaves and this baby leaf, and I think he's working on putting out some more. And that is Hoya fungii. Well, next up, we have our Hoya macrophylla variegata, but I don't remember the difference between the inward variegation or the outward variegation. Like there's one word for variegation on the inside of the leaf and one for the outside of the leaf. But this one is also commonly known as Hoya pot of gold. And I really thought this one was going to die because in the winter I had left it outside way too long, and even though it is Florida, it still got just a little bit too cold, and she did since lose two leaves that I really thought that she was going to lose anyway. They've fallen off, but the plant has totally recovered, and that is Hoya macrophylla pot of gold. Next is my Hoya Lisa, Hoya australis Lisa. She's beautiful. I just love the variegation on her leaves. It's very, I guess, kind of similar to a Hoya Crimson Princess, which I will show you soon. But it's just like, it's very exotic, if you know what I mean. And the little leaves, they come in, these are her two newest leaves. They come in, they're really bright pink, and this one's a little pinker. But as they mature, they turn into this like yellowy green, which is very exciting. Next off is our Hoya caudata. I had the very similar situation with this one that I did with Hoya macrophylla. This one was outside for too long, and I hadn't had this one very long, but I immediately brought it inside and put it underneath my grow light, and I didn't think that anything was happening, and all of a sudden I seen this little vine growing underneath this leaf, so I never saw it the whole entire time. And then all of a sudden the vine came out, and now it's got these two new little baby leaves, and I'm so excited. Next up is Hoya, I think it's Limonicia or something along that manner. Really cool plant. It was really funny. I don't think I had intended to purchase this plant, but I bought it from, I think it was Taylor's greenhouse, Taylor greenhouse, something like that. And the Hoya that I had originally wanted to purchase was out of stock, but they don't let you know that it's out of stock. They just send you a replacement. And I think it's cute. I like the really bright, almost lemon lime color that the leaves have. I think it's really cute. I like it. Okay, so this little guy is Hoya Eskimo Cronia, I believe. Now this isn't like as very Eskimo-y as a lot of them out there. This is more of like a splash. So it's got a little bit of variegation like splashes on it, but it's not like a completely silvery colored like some of them that I have seen. Well, I don't know why I was putting that away so soon. This guy was doing really, really well. He rooted in water, like tons of little baby roots, like within a week, and I was blown away by that. And so I immediately potted her up and put her in some soil, and since she's such a tiny little plant, I didn't think about putting her into some sort of pot that would weigh her down a little bit more, but she fell over several times because of the wind outside, and I've had to repot her so many times. I think her growth is a little stunted at the moment, but I'm hoping that in the summer that will change. I guess staying in that family, this is just a green form of Hoya Cronii. I haven't had this plant very long. Haven't had a lot of moments with it to get really attached to it, but I was super excited when I saw it because I never find this plant ever, and I tend to get a lot of my Hoya plants from a little local nursery that's near my house, and it's called Dolan's, and I love it there. They always have a lot of Hoyas usually, and even if they don't have a lot of Hoyas, they usually have at least one Hoya that I don't own for some reason. So this guy is Hoya multiflora. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna die, but I'm really trying to, keep a watch out on it. I try to give it water. It's never done anything. Like, it rooted pretty fast for me in water, but since I've put it in soil, it hasn't done anything. I mean, I guess I could take it out of the soil that it's currently in and just put it back in water and hope for more growth that way, but I think it's just, I don't know. But I really don't want to give up on this plant because I love it. I love the way that the flowers look whenever they do flower. I know that this one's not going to be flowering anytime soon, but hoping that it'll pull through. So this is Hoya carrii. Now the leaves are in the shape of a heart. This guy, pretty slow grower, but he's still really cool. I did have 2 of these at one point, but I actually just gave one recently away to my friend Sarah, so I hope that she is enjoying her Hoya carrii as much as I enjoy mine. Next up is this little baby Hoya australis. I don't remember if these baby leaves were very recent or if it's just kind of sun stressed and the leaves have turned this really pretty like purpley red color. Yeah, he's a pretty fast grower. He's got a really funny looking leaf right now that just grows in a curve, but hoping to one day get a really massive trellised one out of this guy. I know it'll probably take a really long time, but I'm in it for the long haul. And this is Hoya Tangii. Tangii? T-S-A-N-G-I-I, I believe. This guy hasn't done squat for me since day one. As I say that, I see a new baby little growth point. I don't think that you guys can see it, but it's so, I'm so excited that I pulled this guy out because he hasn't done anything for me ever. Well, he started to grow this little tiny vine out, and then I think it got too hot or too much sun on it, and it just shriveled off, and I should just probably trim it. But oh, I'm so excited. Now there's a little vine, a little growth point. Yay, Hoya Tangii. Speaking of plants that don't do squat for me, is Hoya numeraloides. I mean, he still looks like a very healthy and thriving plant. I mean, his leaves feel good. They're really nice and fuzzy and velvety, but I mean, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't put any, like, I don't know, any vines or new leaves or anything. So hopefully, like I said, for some of the other ones in the summertime, that will change. Next up is my Hoya obovata. I love this Hoya obovata. He has grown so quickly for me. I started off by rooting him in water. It was just he came from a cutting, 2 cuttings actually, so 1 and 2. And he's like a happy little obovata. He never complains, he never fusses, he just takes what he gets and then goes with it. I really love. Sorry if you hear any sort of motorcycle / vehicle noise. I live in the area where everybody likes to speed. Wonderful. Yay, Florida. But yeah, Hoya obovata. He's wonderful. He's jolly. He's a happy guy. Next up is a plant that I never thought that I would actually purchase, which is a Hoya crinkle 8. They are called a crinkle 8 because they have 8 little crinkles on their leaf. I don't know, I like this plant. I think he's kind of cool. The leaves seemed a little dehydrated, so I'm glad I got it out because he probably needs to be watered. I'm hoping to repot him soon. I just don't really want to repot a plant whenever it's a little chilly outside because I think that repotting in general is stressful, let alone repotting whenever it's cold outside. Next up is my very kind of sad looking Hoya bilobata. That's what it is. He's really cute. He's got some really velvety leaves, just like the numeraloides. The difference between those is, I guess this one has more curved leaves, and as the other one, as opposed to numeraloides, who is more flat. I feel like this plant has good days and bad days. Like some of the leaves look really dehydrated and look like they could just fall off. And then there's this vine where all the leaves look really healthy. So hopefully summertime, he'll just perk right back up. So 2 plants I'm gonna kind of show you at the exact same time. These were both listed as Hoyas, but I have no idea what in the world they are. I think they might be Dischidia, especially this one. I think it might be a Dischidia like watermelon or something, or ovada. I'm not 100% sure. Once again, I'm glad I pulled these guys out because they need to be watered quite badly. This one, I don't know if it's a Hoya or Dischidia. I think it might be a Hoya. It was labeled as a Hoya, but I mean, you never know. He's always grown very well. He puts out these massive tendrils. Sometimes they get stuck outside in our what's that called? Where you cover your window. Screen. Gets stuck in the screen, and then as soon as it grows outside of the screen, of course it puts out a leaf, and I'm like, buddy, you can't do that, and I pull it back in, and the leaves diminish when I pull it back in. But he's pretty healthy. He's pretty happy. Like even whenever he has some bad days, he just perks right back up. He is unstoppable. Maybe he's like I don't know, maybe like a version of a pubicalyx? Not sure. All right, next is my beautiful Hoya princess. I love Hoya princesses because what am I doing? This is not a princess, this is a queen. This is a queen we're talking about, the queen of queens, queen of Hoyas. And the way you can know that it's a queen and not a princess is because it has the white on the outside of the leaf. And if you always want to remember, the difference between a Hoya crimson princess and a crimson queen is that a Hoya queen wears her white like a crown. And I will show you why the crimson princess wears her white like a gown. But she's been very good. She kind of stopped growing in the wintertime, which is, fine and whatnot. She's got a lot of different growth points that could potentially, grow more and produce more leaves. So I'm excited to see what spring and summer will do for my Hoya Crimson Queen. Speaking of Hoya Crimson princesses, so this is why they wear their white like a gown, because it's on the inside. Hoya Crimson Princess has flourished. I've had to repot her once into this larger, I think it's an 8-inch pot. She's just gorgeous. She is unstoppable. She loves putting out new growth for me. Very happy that I purchased her. I bought her back when I was living in Tennessee, and I have not looked back since. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, and welcome to the Hoya Show. So over here on my right side, probably your left, is Hoya carnosa compacta, also known as a Hoya hinderope. His leaves are super cool. They're all sorts of twisty and crinkled. I did have a tiny one of these, and I definitely overwatered it. I murdered it. It hated me. It died. But I've learned my lesson, and I found this one at, I believe, Home Depot, and it was for, I still got the price tag on it. It was only for $15, and this is a huge, huge pot. I mean, I think I've paid well over like 20 bucks just for a cutting of a Hoya, and to have a full, healthy pot like this, $15 is a steal and a bargain. I always wait to water this one because I had a watering issue with the other one. I wait and water this one until like most of the leaves get a little, what do you call it, wrinkly, and it's been happy ever since. And I also like to bottom water it because I don't like for the water to get trapped in all the little crinkled leaves. Thank you for joining us, Hoya Hindu rope. Next is my Hoya Wyetii. He is so happy. He's been one of my happiest plants. He is my first Hoya. He is what got me addicted to Hoyas. This is probably not everybody's like favorite like cup of tea, but he's produced so much growth. He has all these little vines, and they've just recently started putting out leaves on him, and it's just, he's cool. He's so cool. He's underrated. More people should have a Hoya Wyetii. I love you. Hey guys, this is Hoya pubicalyx. I don't think that I can really get in the shot with this pubicalyx. He's huge, he's a monster. I don't think I paid more than like 20 bucks for this guy. I think he's a Hoya pubicalyx splash, because he does have like all these little white splashes on his leaves. I think the pubicalyx is the plant of steel of Hoyas because they are just really hard to murder. You're gonna have to work really hard to get rid of these guys and to kill them. I think that a pubicalyx would be a very good starter plant. And a very controversial Hoya is this guy right here. He started showing up in a lot of big box stores like a Walmart's, and I think they were in like Big Lots, Home Depots, and Lowe's. I actually found mine at Walmart, and I never find any good plants at Walmart, and I was very surprised to have found this guy. I believe that this guy is a Hoya Burtney, or it could be very well be a Hoya bilobata. I mean, it's kind of similar. I can't remember where I stuck my bilobata. It's very similar to my bilobata in ways, but also kind of very different. Like the leaves are much larger, but it's just a much more mature plant, and the leaves are longer. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Burtney, whatever it's called, and just call it a day. Last and certainly not least is my Hoya Bellas. But I don't have one Hoya Bella. I don't have two Hoya Bella, but I do have 3 Hoya Bella. And this is definitely my favorite plant. I struggled a little bit with Hoya Bella. I got a few cuttings before, and the cuttings did really, really well. And then I was like, you know what? These cuttings are doing great. I'm gonna put them in soil and root them up that way because they'd already produced little roots. And I was like, you know what? I think you guys need some brothers and sisters. So I bought several more cuttings, tried to root them. They rooted up pretty well in water, and then I implanted them in the soil along with the other cuttings. Apparently the original cuttings did not like that. They started shriveling up a little bit, and then I think they murdered the other cuttings. Like they weren't having it. They said that we're not having brothers and sisters. So they since died, and this is what's left of that massacre is 2 cuttings. But they actually have some growth on both cuttings, which is very exciting since it was very chaotic in the beginning. This full plant brings me such joy, even though there's not any new growth at the moment, which is a bummer, but it's still alive, it's still really healthy. And over here is my like pride and joy of Hoya Bella. because it's been very happy with me. I bought it, and it was just several, these cuttings were very well rooted, and it just produces growth like nobody's business. This makes me very happy that I spent the money on getting these. And of course, when I brought this downstairs from my window, it's one of the first plants that my cat Maggie decided to knock over and make a mess with today, right before filming. So she's outside because she's in timeout, because she deserved it. Well, that was a mouthful. Thank you for watching. If you made it till the very end, I am very excited to be doing a giveaway. It's not a crazy rare plant or anything like that. It is for the philodendron pictured right here. I'm very excited about it. I mean, I know it's not a very uncommon plant, but I mean, it might be uncommon to some people out there. And it's very healthy, it's very happy. I picked it up like 2 weeks ago, and he has since just sat on my kitchen bar, and he's happy. But yeah, the only thing that I require for you to be entered into the giveaway is to make sure that you're subscribed right down below. And don't forget to go over to my Instagram, which I'm gonna put up my name right here. And I'm also going to link it in the description. And you just gotta make sure you follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment right down below. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.